Hi. Hello, everyone. Thank you for your patience. Just waiting for more people to come into the room. Hi, Ramsterdam. $25 people in the room. Ooh, girl, I've been alive. I've been live for 22 minutes. Thank you guys for your patience. Isis, hello. I've never seen your name before. Hi, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Spackles. Oh my God, Jessica. Spackles is the best thing I've ever heard. Like that A is so long, you know? Spackles. Hey, spackles. And you're just supposed to know that means sparkles. Oh my gosh, where's my phone? Here we go. Let them come for me if they want to. Gonna make that. All right, I have my glad everybody's made it. Oh, great, Isis. Perfect. We're gonna get started as soon as it's an even number. So like it's about to be at 25 minutes we'll get started. Because I know people came and they saw I wasn't here, or maybe they're actually waiting till 6:30. Shouldn't I wait till 6:30? I should wait till 6:30, right? I will. I'll wait till 6:30. Okay. So let me ask you guys this. How many of you have downloaded DocuSweeties? How many of you are listening? Because and also how many of you are watching Love After Lockup? Because our Love After Lockups are up. I mean, the one for this last episode on Friday will be up tomorrow, but it's already been recorded. And if you follow us on Patreon, you already see it on Patreon. Let me give you a rundown of what I have written in my notes. I have Kara is ready for people and their opinions and their opinions. She looks stunning in green. I mean, she knows she has to. She's like almost a redhead. You know, she's like a redhead wearing green. This is just not so appropriate. And then I put two Brianna look good, but I don't know what that means. Maybe it's like Benny and Ariana look good. I looks great and Benny too. Eve looks good but feels contrived. Kara, and Theus are pregnant. I was using voice memo on it, so I was just like speaking into it, and so that is what it did. Kobe working asphalt testing. Emily is a stay-at-home mom. Jealousy, Mahalia, Jabri came at, oh my god, you guys. I have pictures that I need to send this thing. Oh my god, I can't believe that I didn't send these pictures on. Jeez Louises. Because let me tell you, Tim and what's his face being on this show was the most hilarious thing. Tim and Kenneth. Oh, it's not letting me airdrop it. That's so dumb. No people found. Absolutely not. I will not accept this. No people found. Y'all. That's bananas. It doesn't see my computer. Wow. Conspiring against me. Is it in my photos in here? Ugh, no, I don't have photos on here. Okay. Hi, Lindsay J. Wow, AirDrop is not working. Okay, I'll just text it to myself. So rude. Sierra, I am reviewing Love After Lockup. You have to download my podcast if you're able to. It's on Apple Podcasts, it's on Google Podcasts. It's everywhere. It's called Docu-Sweeties. It's me and Chris. They take you down without warning. They see you shining bright. Okay. Oh, it's actually a JPEG. It's so weird sometimes with these phones that it sometimes takes the picture and it's an HEIC or something like that, and then other times it takes the picture and it's a bloody JPEG. I just don't understand why isn't it taking it. It's not available. It's quite unfortunate. Oh, there it is. I have pictures of Tim because Tim is just doing a thing of his own, and it bears speaking about. So I need to have pictures of it. Oh, thank you, Jasmine. I appreciate it. Oh yes, Sierra. I have a podcast called Docu-Sweeties with Chris. Hi, Marie. Hi, Red Star. Welcome. I've never seen your name before. Gigi. Hi. Becky. Hi. Okay, we're about to get started. We got 30 seconds. We're going to get started. Spackles. Spackles. Hey, Spackles. Okay, ready? It's like I try to dress up for the full season, but then when it comes to the tell-all, I'm just in a house dress, you know? But at least I gave you full face. Did I do my hair? Nope. Do I regret it? Not one bit. Ready? 3, 2. Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Oh, welcome to my recap of a 90-Day Fiancé Season 9. Not an episode, but the tell-all, Part 1. Hey, if you're new to my channel, my name is Wah, and I do recaps of relationship reality TV shows such as 90 Day Fiancé, Seeking Sister Wife, Married at First Sight, etc. So if you are at all interested in that content, go on ahead and subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up, and please don't forget to share on any social media platform that you deem fit. Welcome to the girlies who know. Hi, girlies. You guys, this was a pretty good tell-all, and let me tell you why. Because Jabri decided to come in swinging. He's annoying, but Jabri wants to give us TV. Miona, on the other hand, does not want to give us TV. Miona wants to give us face and looks. And I actually took a little trick of hers and did it on my eyebrows today. If you've noticed on her, what she does is she gets like a white, maybe not a pure white, but maybe an off white, and it's probably a pencil. And her eyebrows are oddly shaped, right? She doesn't do an arch. She does like a fat, like laminated brow situation, and it's like fat, and then it just like it's like it's like straight across. It's like it's a look, you know. It makes me feel like my eyebrows are dated. It's like she makes me feel like eyebrows are going in a direction that I am not prepared to go in, you know? I am a part of the eyebrows in another decade crew, right? I mean, mine aren't as thin as people wanted them to be when I was like in my 20s, but they aren't Miona's. And let me tell you, they never will be. And not because I don't think they're cute. It's just I look at that and I go, oh, that's not for me. There is in no way, no fashion, no trend. There is nothing that will ever lead me to believe that my eyebrows should look like that. One. Two, I don't actually know how to get my eyebrows to look like that. So they never truly would. I would need a professional to help me get them to look like that, to truly understand how one needs or what type of hair one would need on their forehead in order to replicate a look such as that. But I say all that to say is that I took a off white, like a closer to my skin tone than white, but not my skin tone, powder, and put it on the edges right out here of my brows to try to give them definition. And they desperately, nay, sorely need to be threaded. So thanks, Miona, for that Miona beauty tip. Okay. What else? Two women are pregnant, and that is Cara and Thais. We talked a little bit about that. And we had a lot of Cara and Guillermo time. And let me tell you, I did not care about one moment of it. The only part that seemed a bit interesting was when Patrick told Cara that she, like other American women, are really controlling. And I said, that's funny because isn't that what your girlfriend was saying about you the whole time? That you're controlling? So is it the women that are controlling, or is it the American that are controlling? And are the women / Americans controlling because they're right and they understand how money works? Now, Kobe brought up a great point. It's all about tone. And so then Patrick like acquiesced. But I wish that Sean Robinson had like gone in more on him with that. Okay. We talked about a little bit of everything just now. Let's back up and go in chronological order. Something was happening with Sean Robinson's wig. Did everyone see it? Okay, everyone. Did you guys see it? You. Did you see it? Did you see it? Did you see it? Did you see it? It was like the perfect curls were here, but then there was like some wisps that led me to believe that she just... Sorry, I took off my Wi-Fi. My internet was going wonky. Which led me to believe that whoever styled her hair fell asleep on the job. My Wi-Fi is still bad. I'm trying to wait for it to get better. Come on. It looks like it's getting better now. Come on. Just get better. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Okay, 88 people in the room. You guys, how many likes do I have? Thank you so much to those of you who already liked. If you can go on ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Let me back on up because I need to get comfortable. My back is starting to hurt. Let me pull you guys closer. Let's have an intimate chat. You know? Okay. So, where are my notes? My notes. They are... So we have a scene of everybody exiting their vehicle, and Eve has the nerves, okay? The absolute gall, unmitigated, if you will, to wear some, it's giving hocus pocus, but like in the future. I mean, the boots are a iridescent lime green, and they aren't quite ankle boots, nor are they knee boots. It's like they're a calf boot. They look like they belong on a woman who wears a petticoat. I mean, it was just... high in the front, little like lower regular length in the back, iridescent, just pointy toed boot that Muhammad allowed her to jump out of the car in. Y'all, this is going to be a long, slow live with me right now because I'm getting into the nitty gritty of everything that I saw today. I was like, "What are those boots, madam?" And I didn't take a picture of it, so that is my bad. That's my bad. That was one of the first shocking things, and I wasn't ready. I was just like, "What is this one wearing?" Muhammad has got a haircut, y'all. Muhammad is giving, I don't know, like Latino vibes. Like he's giving like I would wear a wave cap if I knew what one was. You know what I'm saying? It's a very much, it's not quite an Edgar, but it's like a comb your hair to the front. It's like, thank God, because that like Guido Mediterranean look that he was trying to give wasn't working for me. And this isn't working for me either, but it's better. Okay. He's giving New York City vibes. He's giving guy who like is in Times Square with like a halal cart, you know? It's a little bit more US of A, but still not great. Still not great. So we see all the couples come in to the studio and they're all like excited to see each other. And I always like this part. We get a little bit of Ari and Benny who are excited. We get a little bit from Emily who says that she knows she's going to have to answer a lot of questions. And girl, we didn't talk about Emily at all this episode. It's like that woman did not exist, but it's fine because it was the Jabri show. And Jabri and Miona came there with like heavy ass, thick ass, cowhide leather jackets with graffiti writing on it, dressed the same. And shockingly, Miona has had little to nothing to say. And I'm actually quite like in awe that she doesn't even stop her husband from like running his mouth, because the truth is, if there is a fight, Jabri is not going to win it. I mean, he's talked often about being in a coma. And I really do feel like David is like not is if David is bigger than Jabri, it's not by much. He's still skinny, and he put that fool in a coma. And then we saw him get beat up again by David in the studio. I mean, it's just like anyone could beat David up. Miona, not David, Jabri. Miona could beat Jabri up. So really, Jabri is just like a little chihuahua yapping, you know, with a spackly suit on. Okay, so who else has notable entrances? I think that's it. Then we have Kara say that she's ready for anyone's opinion and she's ready to give it back, you know? And she looks stunning. But the one thing that I did notice is that she had one of those like hair pieces. Do y'all remember Lisa from Love After Lockup? Lisa and Stan Lisa. You remember when Lisa had that like buzz cut and then she went to some shop and had some like process done where they took like strands of hair with like a metal clip at the end and like I don't know, heat super glued it to the little strands of hair that she had growing out of her head. And it became this like look. So it looks like Kara has that going on, but her tracks are showing. Girl, your tracks are showing. I mean, and it's a blonde track and it's showing. It was very interesting. It was very interesting. Hello, everybody coming into the room right now. If you guys could go on ahead and give this video a thumbs up. And thank you so much for joining me. I mean, we're having just a little intimate chat about the tell-all. I hope that you've been able to watch it. Obviously, if you're on the West Coast and you don't have Discovery Plus, you haven't been able to watch it. So I do apologize for that. But, you know, you should just get Discovery Plus because if you're a fan, you're a fan. But if you don't want to, that's fine. Just watch this later. Okay. Whew. If you guys at all want to donate to your girl for the hee ha-has, that would be great. I, utilize this money, kind of funneling it into helping out with the podcast, and it's been good. It's been good times. You guys have been little low-key producers, so I love that. Okay. So then I thought that Benny and Ari looked good. Ari says that she's, ready to give the girls what they want. And Mimi wasn't there to do her hair and her makeup, so it wasn't as blended as I would have liked it. But I mean, that dress is gorgeous and that necklace to die for and the shoes cute. I mean, Ari really has, I don't know if she's getting help or she put more of an effort in herself, but brava, brava. And Jabri, I actually liked his outfit. I hated the shoes he wore with it. I thought that Bilal and Shida looked really smart. I love that Shida was wearing like her sexy red bottoms. She also had on some, her modest clothing and a different head wrap, and she looked actually really pretty. Her earrings were stunning. And I really liked Bilal's shoes. He was giving a cap toe with a material on the side, and there was like a navy, so they were color coordinated and they looked nice on stage. Also, when Shahida came out, she looked great too. I mean, stunning. I mean, modest Muslim women, like, not casual wear, but like dress wear, has gone up leaps and bounds. I mean, there have been some amazing designers out there who are doing it justice. And the TikTok and the Instagram girlies for the modest Muslim woman, the modest modern Muslim woman, and some of the looks I just think are stunning. I mean, giving us face, giving us fashion, giving us flowing clothing, giving us textures. I was really into all of the modest looks. Like, something Eve was trying to do, and it kind of swallowed her up, however. Okay, let's actually get to the tell all. Couples are meeting each other. And then we have some weird sneak attack by two people we didn't expect. We see a boot, a knee-high boot, that goes into a pair of skinny, like iridescent blue pants. And we're like, who in the what, when, where, what's happening? And then it turns out that they have decided, I don't know if the fans have decided, I don't know what TLC's angle is, I don't know where they got this information from, I don't know who told them to do it, but they have two. Let me tell you what TLC does. Let me tell you what the Mashup Entertainment does, or whoever does this, okay? It's either TLC, Discovery Post, or Mashup. I don't know who's in charge of this, but I feel like Pillow Talk is just another way for them to use the cast to create more content. And now they're using old cast members, specifically Tim and Kenneth, to provide real-time reactions of the cast at this tell-all. And they're like backstage. And Tim is wearing eyeliner and perhaps a little bit of mascara. Now, I don't have a picture of his boots and shoes, but I do have a picture of his hands, and his hands are blue because his jeans are bleeding. Because his crazy ass blue jeans, he didn't like wash in cold water to set the color, or even is it hot water? Well, hot water might have faded it. You could do it in cold water. And he didn't do that. Look at his hands. They're blue. I'm somebody who sold denim. I know a person who's been rubbing on their pants and the color has been bleeding off when I see one. And that is what's happening with this gentleman. His style is truly all over all over the place. Look at that watch. Okay. He's wearing a sky blue shirt with dog tags and a black button-up shirt outside of it. It's giving a slight military cut with like 3/4 rolled up sleeves. He's got a little bracelet on the other hand. And then he's wearing some iridescent blue jeans that are bleeding, stuffed into a thick adult cow leather boot that looks like futuristic low-key. He's also got on eyeliner. He's also got the Miona brows, which do I need to just shave off the side of my brow? Like the arch that goes down? Is that what you do? Because it's giving Spock. But it's like, do you have a beard, sir, or not? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is this? He looks like he's up to no good. This man looks, his veneers, I mean, I just don't know. I mean, and Kenneth is just looking good. Like, his jeans, not Kenneth's. Tim's jeans are the same. Look almost like Kenneth's shirt, except for they're darker. But that's what it's giving. I mean, the man has no style. And the issue is that he thinks he does have style. He thinks he does have style, and he has none. It's like it's just a mishmash of the things he likes, and they don't make sense together. I bet you he was super into Lucky jeans and like silver jewelry. I bet he had a ring on every finger and a bracelet on every arm. And 2 around his neck. 2 necklaces. Like Lucky jeans and like the Southwestern without the fringe 2 pocket button up 3/4 shirt. I don't mean to read this man, but it was a lot, and it we have to talk about it. We have to talk about it. Okay. Vanessa says she liked hearing the commentary though. Yeah, I just think that Tim, yeah, I mean, I guess I like it, but I don't actually care what Tim or Veronica or like Kenneth think. So so I was like, meh, you know, because I do commentary. Don't you like my commentary? My commentary. My commentary. Not theirs, mine, me. Okay. So everybody gets on stage and we find out some great things about these couples. Uh, I feel like Eve really thought that she was going to come there and like some flowing, giving us like like Mediterranean, a little bit woman, you know, effervescent. But it was slightly too billowy on her. She doesn't have the stature to carry off a look like that. Now I applaud the effort, and I thought that they had done her hair really nicely. Her shoes were cute. I liked that they were a nude and they had that interesting heel. They had almost like an hourglass heel on them. That was nice. But it just swallowed her a little bit, just a little bit. But it was a fantastic color. Muhammad, I mean, because knowing what we know now, you know. Ooh, sorry. Knowing what we, let me make sure that everything is good. Okay, everything's good. Knowing that we know now, it's just kind of like Muhammad. So I feel bad for her in this scenario. Thank you, Jessica. My commentary is way better than Tim and Kenneth. I appreciate it. Okay. So the first couple that they start to talk about is they just want to know where everybody's at. And so they tell us that Cara and Thais are pregnant. They're both exactly 16 weeks and they're both wearing green. So fun. So fun. And then we get a little bit about Kobe and Emily. Kobe now has a job. He works, I think he has a study as his green card. He is working by testing asphalt to make sure it's quality asphalt. And wherever it is that they live, she is able to be a stay-at-home mom. And she's really into that. Like that's all she's ever wanted to be, is a stay-at-home mom. So good for her. I'm happy she got everything she wanted with that attitude. I'm happy for her. So happy. So then we have Miona and Jabri. We don't exactly know where they're living or what they're doing right now. But Jabri is here to put on a show. And let me tell you, so is Ari. Okay. Ari understands it because this is probably Ari's like what, 17th tell all, if not her second. It's at least her second tell all. And so she knows what is expected at a tell all. So she's ready with her critiques of the other couples. She's ready for the vitriol that may or may not come her way. She's a consummate professional and she's prepared. But Jabri is really very underhanded with her. Jabri is, in fact, what I would consider a bully. Some of the things that he said to her were just very unnecessary and very unnecessary for a man to say. There was something catty about it that it didn't sit well with me. And I hate to be like, oh, men shouldn't say stuff like that, because like, you know, I want men to be whoever they want to be. Men are allowed to be whatever type of man they want to be. And if that is a gossiping, nagging meanie, then like that's what it is. But it just something about it just kind of turns me off. And it turned me off because throughout this whole thing with all the faking and all the outfits, you guys know I've always supported Jabri. I have. But in this tell all, I just really felt like he was trying to do something, and I see what he was trying to do, but it felt like he was picking on the littles. Like, pick on Emily. Emily deserves it. If you wanted to come at Cara crazy, I wouldn't mind that either. But truthfully, Ari hasn't done anything. I mean, besides like get at Benny with her white tears, which we all know she's done. So I'm not trying to like, we all know that she's done it. We all know that she's like started crying to him in the streets and like telling him stuff in public to like get the sympathy of the folk. She's not an angel, but she did not deserve for Jabri to come at her like that. And I felt like it was just inappropriate. So let me explain what I'm saying. So Sean Robinson, who had like a little flyaway hair, asks Miona about Mahalia and if she believes that Mahalia is a little bit jealous. Now, I never got jealousy from Mahalia at all, and maybe people were saying that, but I didn't get jealousy. Like, I don't think Mahalia is around Jabri enough to feel jealous of women in his life. I think that Jabri has probably always had a girlfriend or always been with a floozy here and there, like, and a floozy. And so I feel like, Mahalia is kind of used to that. I think she feels like her son isn't himself and he's kind of bending himself out of shape for Miona, and he doesn't like that. But I don't know if it was like jealousy. So Ari then, here's the cue as a professional reality star at a tell-all and goes, yeah, I definitely think Mahalia is jealous. And that for some reason sets off Jabri and is like, well, you would, jealousy, you're jealous. And so then as a reality star professional, Ari takes that and goes, well, yeah, I am jealous. And wouldn't I be the one to be able to see jealousy because I'm jealous? And Jabri's like, yeah, yeah. So, yeah. So, yeah, you're jealous. So, yeah, you still, yeah, jealous. Don't talk about jealous. You would know because you're jealous. And I said, Jabri, go on ahead and just take that L, son. She got you. She said, yeah, I am jealous. And that makes me great to know. Yeah, yeah. And I said, come on, Ari, consummate professional. Come on. And so the most baffling thing is like Jabri doesn't say this not once or twice. He says it 3 different times throughout the tell-all how her jealousy is stopping Benny from moving forward and how Benny is a star and all she's there to do is dim his light and not support him. And I said, you know what? This is easily said by the man who is so privileged to be able to have a resting place, and so is Ari with her parents, was able to bring his person to the US and then go on a social media spree and try to, live the fantasy of a reality star through our beloved franchise. And he has the audacity to tell this woman who was bringing this lazy ass man from Addis Ababa to the US. I mean, let me take that back. I'm not saying that Benny is lazy. What I'm saying is that Benny is not a provider. There is nothing about anything we've seen that has shown that Benny can take care of Ari and that boy. And maybe he has been, but the narrative to us as audience members have been that her parents have been paying all the bills. Even in his own country, he couldn't take care of his wife and child or his intended and his child. So why are we to be okay with her letting him just come to America and run amok? Now, I'm not saying that that's what he did. Like from the tell-all, I can obviously tell that Benny's got his green card and he's probably started working. And he said that he's happy to be the man to be able to provide for his family. Like we know that he's wanted to, but his narrative for us thus far has been Benny just wants to be an actor / dancer / MMA / ladies man. Like that's what we've gotten this entire time. And today's tell-all is the first time I've ever heard him mention anything about wanting to take care of his family, like financially, like really wanting to go out there and do any kind of job so that he can take care of his family, but also pursue his dreams. It's always seemed like his dreams have been on the forefront. And so, like, why is it that she's not allowed to dim his dream a little bit when she brings him to this country and he's still talking about MMA? Which I don't know if any of you guys know, those people don't make a lot of money until they are names. Like MMA fighting is not this lucrative career. You do it because you love it. And then hopefully you get famous from it and get endorsements and brand deals and all kinds of stuff. But like just from the beginning, I don't know if he's making that much money at all. So the fact is that this man is going to be spending a lot of time training away from his family and not working in order to pursue a career which isn't going to make him any money in the beginning. And for Jabri to talk about that as though like he's some 20-year-old American who brought her over and she's stopping him from pursuing his dreams. Those are 2 separate situations. Your situation with Miona is not the same as Ari's situation with Benny. Listen, I definitely am somebody who has given up on their dreams. Okay? So I know what at what cost it has an effect on people. I know at what cost, right? So you would think I would be more in Benny's corner. And I am to a certain extent, but at the end of the day, baby, you just got to go and pay your bills. At the end of the day, like your art and the thing that you want to do in your heart, if it's not paying your bills, you have to get a regular job. So, anyways, I just really thought that Jabri was being naive when he tried to come at her because it was the wrong person to go after. Because Benny needs to work, and I don't care if his light is dimmed. He's whatever age he is, he's had plenty of time to try to be a famous person, and he's tried with every moment of his body, and it didn't work out, and he can still pursue it, but he needs to get a job, and I'm sure he does. So I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm just saying the producer, what we've been getting, he's got to get his shit together. As Ramsterdam says, Benny has a lot of dreams, two children. So he's got to put his priorities in order, period. And I just think it's so crazy that Jabri would mix his lips up to say anything to Ari about that. Like he's a star. You're a star. You're a star, dude. You're a star. You're a star. She's just dimming your light. You guys are not going to make it. Like, excuse me? This man has a kid. Now let me jump off of the Jabri train and let me just get on Benny's ass, because Benny sat right there and let Jabri talk about Ari. And this is what I be talking about when I talk about Benny and why I don't think of him as a man. Because he's let his sisters run over Ari, and she's had to stand up for herself. And here he sits right there and allows Jabri to talk about his wife. And if it had been on the other foot and Ari had been going after Miona, not only would Miona have something to say about it, Jabri would have something to say about it too. And I really wish that Miona had stopped her husband from doing that, because it wasn't a good look. It was just unnecessary. It just felt like unnecessary bullying to me. It just felt unnecessary. We all know what they're there to do, but the way he did it was just rude. They have a kid. She brought him to the States. They're not going to make it. You're dimming his light. You're a superstar, bro. You're a superstar. I'm sorry. Benny is 32 years old. He's not going to join MMA right now and become a superstar. He doesn't even have like a full it was too much. So let's get back to my notes. Benny is too passive, not a pretty cider, but this is the same behavior because he lets his sisters do it. Yep, I agree. Alrighty, so Jabri calls Ari a hater, and then tries to change the narrative a little bit by saying that she's overprotective. And Ari then admits her faults, but also doesn't back down from her feelings about the situation. Then we do like a Patrick and a Thais pregnancy story, which I did not care about at all. Oh, I didn't care about it. I didn't care about it. Then we did like a story with Patrick and Thais about him dating two women at one time, having sex with two women at one time, and how everyone on stage was like, and I thought to myself, you can't date two people at one time? You can't have enough money in your bank to be able to fly to Brazil and date somebody in Brazil and also date somebody in the US too? Now, the fact that Thais didn't know that they were just dating and that they weren't in a relationship is Patrick's fault. But the rest of the people to be so like about it was really weird to me, unless the producers just like made us believe that they were as aghast as they were. But like, why can't he date two people at one time? And Thais says that if she had known, she would not have had sex with him because she was having sex with him. And she's like, oh, I'm like, since when are the girlies still prude? Not prude, but like, I don't know, what do you mean you wouldn't have had sex with him? I mean, yes, I do understand that there are women who like would not give up of themselves to a man unless they were in some kind of monogamous situation. And so I guess if he led her to believe that they were monogamous, I could see how she felt betrayed. And I could see that whole situation. But also, I think it's interesting that she's holding that against him, because he definitely says that he didn't think he was in a relationship with her. He assumed he was dating both of them. And she's the one who mistook him coming to Brazil every month as meaning that he's exclusive to her. I mean, some men just have enough money to frivolously waste on just dating somebody in a foreign country. Now, I don't know how long that flight to Brazil is, and the fact that he did it every month is bananas, but that doesn't mean he's exclusive to you. So that was really interesting. That was not really interesting is what I meant to say. That was not interesting at all. Okay. So then we go over to Kara and the computer. So there's a little bit of situation where Patrick makes that dumb comment about American women being controlling, and then Kobe makes the comment to kind of smooth it all over by saying that it's the way you're talking to somebody, it's the tone that makes it misunderstanding. And then Kara was like, oh, okay, so I should have said, hey babe, we can't get a computer right now, and then that would have solved this whole problem. And then they all agreed that that's just the way she needed to have said it. It was dumb. Then we go into Bilal and Shida, and this was a really interesting segment because Bilal says that Shida has never paid a bill, that she's led a very sheltered life living with her family until the age of 37. And I thought to myself, this woman had a whole business. What do you mean she never paid a bill? I'm very confused as to how she had her own yoga studio and has never paid bills. Don't you have to pay bills for the yoga, or was the studio out of her house? And if so, I'm just wondering what Shida's skill sets are then. I mean, I'm not saying paying bills is a skill, but it's an adult skill, right? It's a skill that if you are someone's partner, you would want them to be able to have, right? So she got a little like, she's like, babe, don't say that on national TV, because she knows it's shameful that she doesn't know how to be an adult. To that, I mean, that part of it. So, I mean, I think a lot of things I think that's why Shida feels like she has less control. And that's probably why she was so upset about the prenup. Because what are her skill sets for being a wife if she doesn't know how to pay? Like, let's think about whatever traditional sense being a wife is, because it leads me to believe that Shida is probably pretty traditional, right? So you should know how to cook, right? If you're being a wife, I hate saying that. I feel like I'm just like, let's talk about the patriarchy side of what being a wife is. And probably I don't know exactly in their religion, but I'm just making assumptions based on the Christian religion that I know of. And so the role of a wife is to provide a home and to keep that home and to pay bills and to cook and rear kids. And I'm like, if you'd have never paid a bill, if you don't understand that, and like, how do you spend money? Like, what is your understanding of like how home finances? You're missing that skill set. So maybe that's why she was so upset when it came to the prenup, because maybe she doesn't have any kind of sense when it comes to contracts, or I don't know, understanding the world. I just don't know. I'm trying to understand how I am trying to understand it, but I don't. And so that's maybe why he's attracted to her, because he feels like she's this little girl that he could just tell what to do. And she's trying to wrestle control from him, but like, I don't think that she has yet the skill set in which to take that control. I mean, it was weird to me. So She talks about how he lectures, but she doesn't want to say that word, and then how he doesn't listen to her, and that she's hoping that she could really buckle in and get him to change and like understand her point of view. And we feel for her to a certain extent, and we have a moment where Shahida comes out, which is Bilal's ex-wife, and Shida does not acknowledge Shahida at all. She doesn't look at her, and even Sean Robinson calls that out. And Shida says that the reason why she's not talking to Shahida is because she felt super disrespected when Shahida came into her house, threatening about, talking about the prenup. And again, that now that I know that Shida doesn't pay bills and doesn't know how to run a home, um, I I could see her being maybe a little intimidated or very upset at the fact that this woman is coming to talk to her about a prenup, and she truly feels like this woman has no place in her home talking to her about something that is none of her business, but also that Shida truly doesn't understand. Because any adult of a certain age recognizes that having a prenup is important. And so when Shahida makes a comment that Shida, doesn't have any assets, Shida's like, how do you know that? You don't know my life. You don't know where I came from. And Shahida's like, well, you're not bringing anything to the States. You didn't sell a business and then have all this cash, or maybe you did, but we don't know that. You don't have a car here. You don't have a home here. Like whatever it is that you have is not here, and is not something that my husband or my ex-husband or my children would have access to. So like we have to protect what's here. And as much as I do understand Shida's apprehension with having a prenup, I always thought she was wrong. I thought he was wrong for the way he presented it, but I always thought she was wrong. And what she added to it, I thought was fair, honestly. But it felt a little heavy-handed because now we know she just doesn't know things. And so she's trying to protect herself from the things she doesn't know. So I do think that Shahida had no business coming over and talking to Shida. I thought that it was a breach. And I thought the fact that any conversation about that prenup going to Shahida from Bilal was deeply inappropriate. But I don't think she should be mad at Shahida. I think that she should be mad at Bilal. She shouldn't allow the sisterhood and the fact that she's going to have that woman's children 50-50. She shouldn't do that. And she says that she felt attacked, and so now she's backing up. But I'm like, ma'am, you gotta get back in the ring, and you gotta at least look at her. Because here's the truth. Shahida left Bilal for the same reasons that you are frustrated with Bilal to today. Bilal's whole narrative is that he is woe is me, and the women didn't love me, and they didn't want to stay with me, and my heart got so broken, when the truth is that he's the problem. He's still a lecturer. He is not a partner. He's not a lover. He's not a homie. He's not a friend. He wants to lord over you and tell you what to do. It's like he's an imam or he's your father. And he's doing the same thing to Shida. But I also think it's interesting that he's choosing women who he thinks he could do this to, and they'll be okay with it. He says that him and Shida have talked about creating an empire together and moving into the sunset and doing all these things together. But the truth is that he's got someone, who has a business, but also who's never paid a bill. So what are they doing together? What are they doing together? So it's really interesting. Let me tell you, Shahida looked great. That is her outfit was how you do the pink. It was great. The head wrap is beautiful. So it was really sad to see these two women fighting, and I wish that Shahida's eyeliner was just a little better, but I'm not here to judge. But I was sad at the way that Shida behaved with Shahida. It was sad to have that. And I think that she's going to need to lean on her at some point, because I don't know that Bilal is going to change, because even when everyone around him is telling him that he's behaving in a certain manner, he just shuts down. And Patrick calls it out 100% and calls him a salesman. He says, watching you talk is a salesman's tactic. I'm a salesman, and watching you, I'm just in awe watching you do, your salesman tactics. And everyone's agreeing. And Bilal cannot see past his nose. He cannot see it. I'm sure he just sits there thinking everybody's ganging up on him or thinks a certain thing about him. But I'm also like, you are the one who made the choice to be this person on national TV. You are the one. You're a neat freak, and you were after your wife about keeping the house clean when she had 2 small kids, and you couldn't understand that your wife couldn't do it all. She left you because she was unhappy, because you were not a good partner to her. And Shida's gonna leave you for the same way. I low-key feel like Shida might have a little bit of that Tina Turner syndrome. Like, you get with a man who's been broken and brokenhearted, and he tells you all about his heartbreak and tells you, like, he doesn't understand why women in his life leave him and that he's done everything for them. And you look at him and you're like, you're a good guy and you're gonna do everything for me. I'd stay with you forever. And then you get into the relationship with him and you start to see why these women left. But you so badly want to not be like the other women, and you want to prove that your love is going to last the test of time, and that you're going to help him be a different person, and you're going to be the one that changes that. When the truth is that you, honey, have nothing to do with changing him. Women have been fed this narrative that all they need to do is get with a man and like help him out and like move it, be the neck and like move the head and like help him go towards the right thing. And I'm sure it does work in some scenarios, but in most scenarios it doesn't. And most of the time the change needs to happen from within the person. And you cannot affect change on a grown ass man. It's hard to affect change on somebody who has been doing the same thing over and over again, successful in most parts of his life, and can't figure out this one thing in his life where he's going to behave differently. He's not going to, because the thing that makes him successful in his work life and in his fun life and in his parent life and whatever in his home life is not the thing that is going to make you guys successful as a couple. And so when he's with you, he has to learn to turn that off and be the person you need him to be. And I don't know that Bilal is self-aware enough to do so. I think Bilal is a narcissist. He's just like that dude Chris from that one season of Married at First Sight. Like, it's very hard for a narcissist to not be a narcissist, especially if they're successful. Because it's their narcissism and their drive and their salesmanship and all those things that they have that make them charismatics that get them the money. Guys, I feel like I am on a whole pulpit today. Like, how long have I been talking? Anyways, so that's what I thought about that. And I'm bummed. So we have Shahida leave and she says bye to everybody gracefully. And I really do hope that her and Shida can make up, because if anything, it's not Shahida she should be mad at. It is definitely Bilal. Oh, I mean, Linjay, I 100% haven't watched it since then. That's the last season of Married at First Sight I saw, I think. Yeah, I just was like, I couldn't. It was just like, I could not. Yeah, I do love that too. Okay, let's see what else we have going on here. So, the best part of the episode was John. So, we have another guest, and that's John. John comes out, and immediately Jabri goes in on him about drinking. Again, shots fired, coming out of the gate swinging for no reason. It's like he just wants to make, he wanted to be trending on Twitter for the tell-all. That's what his goal was, and I'm sure he is. So then we've got John coming out and being like, "What's up, Spackles?" Because that's how he says sparkles, spackles. And so they go back and forth, and Jabri says that I can see it reflecting off the top of your head. And I don't know. It's just this weird thing. It's this weird. Oh, you know what? You know what's also weird about Jabri is that he was real cool with Ari backstage, talking about, "Hey, you and I are wearing the same outfit." And then when he gets on stage, he's mad rude to her, which is like real fake. Okay, anyways. So he tries to go in it with John, and John is like, "Listen, I watched you fight your friend there, and I'm not impressed. Okay, guy, with your spackly shirt on, your spackly shat. Who are you to talk to me and ask me if I had a fib? Yes. So then we see some scenes of John, and this man says that he doesn't remember the scene where he is talking about getting hookers and strippers for Patrick's bachelor party. I said, wow, John, you should not admit to us that you didn't remember. We knew you were drunk and we suspected you were drunk, but now we know you're drunk. So fact that you don't remember? I mean, I know that's the first time that he's seeing that footage, right? We have to recognize that this tell-all probably happened based on what they're wearing in like February or March. Because it's not raining in New York City, but it is a little cold. I saw some jackets happening. You know what I'm saying? So it's not dead of winter. Like it's not like July cold. And usually in February, it's still cold too. But March has a little bit of rain. So I'm not sure where we are, right? But we're definitely at the tail end of winter, beginning of spring in New York City. So this was a few months ago. So they didn't have an opportunity to see, half of the season. And John doesn't remember having that conversation on camera with his brother. That is very concerning. So Jabri tries to come at John at all angles, and John is just like, listen, I don't care about you. Yeah, I don't care about you. And the truth is that the audience, the fans, we love John more than we love Jabri. So if there were to be a fight, wouldn't care. Also, Jabri offers to fight Benny. He says, I got $100,000. Let's put on a fight. Jabri is just really there for all of the clout and social media gaze he can possibly get. I mean, he's offering to put on a 90-day fiancé fight between him and Benny, where we know Jabri would lose, but I know Jabri would love the notoriety of it. It's crazy. So he's like, yippee-ki-yay, buddy. Nice to see you without that cowboy hat. And this is where I wanted to defend Jabri, but I couldn't, because I know that John is talking shit about Jabri wearing a cowboy hat because somewhere in Jabri's mind, somewhere in John's mind, either A, Jabri is not a cowboy and shouldn't wear a hat. Also, cowboys don't look like Jabri. Listen, I'm not going to make a sweeping statement about people from Boston, but I do know that Boston has a huge race problem and that there's sides of tracks in which folks reside on in the blue collar world. I've heard, you know what I'm saying? So like, to me, I wouldn't be surprised if John was like, you ain't a cowboy. And like, that felt a little weird to me. Cause like, if Jabri is from South Dakota and he wants to wear a cowboy hat, let the man wear a cowboy hat. Now, if a real cowboy wants to call Jabri on his bluff, I would accept that. But as a general principle of a choice to wear a cowboy hat to honor the state he is from, and some of his like patterns gave a Native American vibe to it, and if a Native American wants to call Jabri out on wearing Native American patterns without acknowledging the strife and stress of the natives of South Dakota, like I could see that happening. But from a bigger point of view, it just looks like Jabri is happy and proud of the place that he comes from, and so he's just going to wear different things that pay homage to his state. And I don't have a problem with that. I just felt that I'm going to put your comment up because it's fine. I'm just going to say that it felt weird to me that he was making fun of him for wearing a cowboy hat. I just was like, you're not the audience to make fun of him for that for. Let a real cowboy say something. So, anyways, what did Toya say? Everyone's like, John needs to be on the single life. But I just really think that John needs to go get help with his alcoholism. Anyways, I just have a lot to say about everything today, so let's keep it moving. I am going to say that Jabri didn't want no smoke with John. And I don't want Jabri to fight John. I don't think that would be fitting at all. And I love that John says, I'm not scared of you. I seen you fight your little boyfriend there. I mean, John really is the best, guys. I mean, he truly is. Like, you can come for him if you want to, but like, you should only come for him if he calls you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to charge my computer. Anything else interesting happened in this episode that I missed, you guys? Because that's the last thing I have. I think next week is going to be truly interesting. In fact, is it next week or tomorrow? I hope it's tomorrow because I don't have time next week. I don't. Like, just give me the whole thing. Just give it all to me. You know? Jabri can't fight. I do understand that Boston can be a racist place. Oh, yeah. I mean, girl, if you don't agree with me, that's fine. You know, I don't care. I love juxtaposition thoughts. If you didn't feel that, then you didn't feel it, and that's fine. And you're a Black woman, so you know, we all have different opinions, but that's what was the first thing that popped into my head. Shannon Van says, no, I think you caught it all. Thanks, girl. I just don't get the racist vibes from him. You know what? Many people who I think have racist tendencies, I don't think are actively like racist. Like, I think that sometimes it's just your worldview and it colors you and it colors the things that you say and the way that you say them. And I'm not saying that I glean that John is racist at all. I just think sometimes people say things and it comes off as a little filtered and clouded with a judgment of a person based on your limited view of who that person is supposed to be. You know, I'm not trying to say that John is racist. I'm saying that the comment felt a little like a microaggression. And I'm somebody who's sensitive of microaggressions because I'm a chocolate chip in a chocolate chip cookie. So I feel it all the time. So I'm a little more sensitive to it. And even if it's wrong, I'm always aware of it. Marky Mark's people. Yeah. We don't know where Jabri's living. I don't even think Benny will get very far in his MMA dream. That fight he did, do you think TLC would have shown the fight where he'd lose? I don't know. I don't know. We call it your slip is showing. I mean, like I said, I'm not trying to label John anything. I think that people have unbiased and unconscious thoughts. And I just think that, you know, for me, that's where it came from. How have I never heard that analogy before? A chocolate chip and a chocolate chip cookie. That's deep, actually. Yeah, I heard it a couple years ago about like what it's like for some Black people in the workplace. And I'm definitely that. So it's like a smather, you know what I'm saying? It adds flavor to the cookie, but it's a smather. I think TLC would have shown a losing fight. Benny, just get a job. Yeah, I mean, I want him to pursue his dreams, but I also want him to get a job and support his family more than I want that. And I just think Jabri is really silly for telling a man who's a few years older than him with kids to leave the woman who is helping him to do the thing that he needs to do to take care of his kids and to get one of his kids back, that you're not going to last because she's dimming your light. Like, Benny doesn't need that. And I think next episode that some of the cast members kind of read him for allowing, you know, the wine to be thrown on her and the disrespect that she has gotten from his family. Ari is trying to fight for her family by getting this man to be a shadow of one and to do the things that are required for someone who is just spraying their sperm about the place, just shooting off in wombs. Like, when you shoot off in wombs, you need to have a plan to pay for what the outcome of that is. Let's just call it. Both Benny and Jabri are Peter Pans. They need to both grow up. Yep, I agree. Benny fought a guy who looks like every guy at a bar watches UFC. Absolutely. How did this get turned into race when we had a beautiful variety? Oh my God. Somebody, Sean Paul, get out of here. According to David, Miona dimmed Jabri's light. So, exactly. Just like Ari said, pursue your dreams to be realistic about it. I agree with you at all. I can't understand why the host let gibberish try to host the tell all. He's not even loving in the real world. Sean Robinson. Jabri is literally the most annoying person on the tell-all. All he was doing too much. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely was. Jasmine, don't worry about it, girl. Do not even feed into that. Hi, Marcia. Y'all know we live in a world where there are people who can talk about race, girl. Benny needs to put some job application and stop playing. Whoa. That was a good one, Christelle. That was a good one. Oh yeah. I just think that Jabri honestly was like, oh, I'm gonna give him a show. And I said, you have two people who want to give us a show. You have Ari and you have Jabri. Ari is doing it correctly because she's a professional and she's done it before. You mean Sean Robinson stopped the smack calling between John and Jabri, but she let Jabri try to run over Ari. Ooh, Martita. You might have something going on there. You might have something going on there. Not Karate Kid. Caitlin's laughing. Oh, that's hilarious. Well, on that note, I have nothing else to say. I'm gonna leave that up, Christelle. You get the comment of the evening for me. I mean, I know there's probably a bunch of other ones, but I didn't see them. This one, I mean, mwah. I think that we all agree that Sean needs to be replaced several seasons ago. Yeah. I would have had different questions. Like I would have been like, Jabri, why are you being mean to Ariana right now? Like I would have had so much to say. We did have like a guest appearance of Kara's like ex-boyfriend, and you guys, you know how I feel about significant others you had while in high school. I feel nothing. Nothing for them, about them. Like that whole situation where they called that man out. Kara hadn't been with that man in like years. I don't know how old she is. But I mean, what? She cheated on him when he was 21, and that's really the only thing good that Jabri had to say was like, okay, a girl cheated on you in high school. Just get over it, guy. Move on with your life, okay? You'll be good. Yeah, guy, you're great. What? It was just the most ridiculous thing ever. Are you going to seriously sit up here and talk about she cheated on me when we were in high school? Girl, I mean, it was after high school. Cara was fully like, I'm sorry. Like, I moved away and like went on in my life. I didn't have like a conversation with you about us breaking up. My bad. But that was also 8 years ago. Damn, 10 years ago. If Cara's 30 years old, this was 10. What is your picture? Oh, that's cute. Ooh, Josie, I like that. April says she don't know that man. Exactly. Ooh. Wow. Ugh, I forgot I pulled it forward. It was teetering. Okay. Sorry. She don't know that man. I mean, it really, really doesn't count. It really, really doesn't. I thought the commenters was hosting and was very much a letdown to see Miss Robinson hosting again. Oh, poor Sean. I'm sorry to that man. I'm really sorry to that man, but I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. I don't know that man. I'm sorry. Ooh, it's crazy. Meanwhile, Kara is over here. Trevine Drummond. Ooh, I like this picture of you too. It's giving it. It's giving this statement necklace that you've got going on here. It's giving, that is giving me native, but I can't see it. I don't know if you are or not, but like it's giving indigenous. I feel that metal work. And if it's not, it looks good. I love it. Let's see. Do you think Emily intentionally got pregnant for the storyline and clout? No, I just think she's silly. I just think they like to have sex and they don't realize how fertile they are. It's a portrait of a woman by this African-based photographer. No, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. Okay, you guys, we've been talking for an hour and I've held up your Sunday evening, and I thank you guys so much for spending your time with me. And if you guys are at all interested in my Love After Lockup commentary, please follow me on wherever you get your podcasts. That's Apple, that's Google, that's all the Spotify and all the other places at DocuSweeties. It's me and Chris, and we are definitely talking about the new season of Love After Lockup. So you can find us on Patreon if you would like to get that content earlier for $10 a month. If you guys would drop a little tip in the tip jar, let me see if anybody dropped a tip in the tip jar. I have a lot of things going on. But thank you to those of you guys who did so. I do appreciate it. You can follow me on my social medias at Just Call Me Wah everywhere you see. This is where you could drop a little tips if you wanted to. You could do not a super chat. You could do a thank you. You have many options. You have many options. Kara said, "What? I never slept with David Lee Roth." Wow, David Lee Roth. We are of a certain age in this room, are we not? I'm trying to think like my memory of David Lee Roth, but there's a music video I think I'm seeing in my mind. A music video of a man with like blonde hair and he's thin and he's like maybe has a hat on. Are you going to do 90 Day UK? I would like to catch live if possible. Yes, I have run out of time tonight. I was going to try to do everything tonight. Did I do last week's episode? I think I did. Let me look. Did I do last week's episode? An episode on what day was that? August 2nd? Was that last week? Today's the 14th. Or did I miss a... Ooh, I missed a full week. You're right. I have 2 episodes of UK to watch. Oh, man. Work's been busy, y'all. I'm going to do my best. Oh, you know what? I can. I have free reign this week. So I'm going to probably go live every night this week, probably at 8 p.m. I'll let you guys know. I get home around that time and I'm just going to jump on and talk to y'all about the show. I'll try to watch it in the morning. So please bear with me. You know, when things get hectic, it's harder to sit down and do the lives. Okay, you guys. Thank you guys so much. Yes, Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So sorry if you're on the East Coast, but you can watch it the next day on #ReplayGang. All right, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed my commentary. We took it slow and easy this time. I wasn't like running through trying to tell you every single plot point, but I gave a lot of personal opinions, which I haven't done in a while. I haven't done it like this in a while. So if you guys like content like this, please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for all of your support. If you would like to donate, you could do so down below. Those are all the ways. And thank you to those of you who did already. Y'all have a fantastic week, and I'll probably see you tomorrow. So remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much to my moderators. All right, Ramsterdam, good night. Jasmine, bye, Lynn J. Thank you to all the normal folk who are in the room. I appreciate your patience with me starting late today. Okay.